This video is brought to you by Soulsable. Sign up now and get a free audiobook for the month of October. I highly recommend checking out the life of Nito. Find out what happened to him in his childhood, his abusive father, his mum who was never there, the reason he grew up to be a skeleton made up of tons of other skeletons. It's a tragedy, it's a drama, it's got a bit of comedy in there. It's a great listen, it's narrated and written by Vadi Vidya. Go check it out for free at soulsable.com/mouse. Also, if you're playing PewDiePie's new game, my name is Indeimaus, feel free to follow me. Hello there friends, it's me Indeimaus, and I'd like to welcome you all to Shocktober. A month dedicated to all the spooky and scary things I can cram into it. Open to suggestions for video ideas. I do have a few planned for the next few weeks, but want to hear your ideas as well. What do you want to see in the spookiest month of the year? Let me know what you want to see down below, and without further ado, let's talk about some bones. Skeletons are without a doubt one of the most commonly used enemies throughout gaming. Often found in crypts, graveyards, or catacombs, the skeleton is usually equipped with degrading armor and your choice of any generic fantasy arsenal. And I guess lucky for us, the Souls games are no different. If you've been around since Demon Souls, you know what an utter nightmare the skeletons from Souls games can be. And as far as I'm concerned, those black skeletons from the Shrine of Storms can fuck right off. But I'm going to be focusing on the Dark Souls trilogy for this video, but no, I won't ever forget those rolling cunts. Like I've mentioned in a video long ago, skeletons could have been the sole reason for quitting the original Dark Souls. I guarantee at least 80% of us who didn't go look up an IGN guide like a pussy explored to the left of the first graveyard and stumbled upon these skeletons. If you went left into the graveyard instead of right, you would have stumbled into enemies that are completely out of your league, and you would have convinced yourself that everyone saying that Souls games are hard were right, and you weren't up for this bullshit. I personally know 3 people who did this and quit the game for a period of time. Well, one of them who hasn't gone back and played it yet. But not all skeletons are baddies, and not all of them have that classic skeleton design. I don't understand, Blizzard, why your skeletons wear fucking blue shorts. I don't get it. Is it because you don't want to show off his boner? Hell, not even all the skeletons on this list are reanimated. Some of the most memorable ones are just dead on the ground. There's some great skeletons in the Souls world, so let's just jump straight into it now with the 10 greatest, spookiest, whatever you want, skeletons from Dark Souls. I'm going to start off the list pretty simple here with the basic skeleton warriors from the original Dark Souls, specifically the ones inhabiting the graveyard just left of Filing Shrine. I've discussed these bad boys before in my first ever Dark Souls video, but these fuckers are a right pain in the ass. You walk into a seemingly empty graveyard until 2 of these bony bastards reanimate from the floor and instantly want to fucking kill you. My first instinct was they're just skeletons. I'll kill them nice and quick. Then I swung at them, did no damage at all, they swung back and completely destroyed me. My next plan was to just run straight past them. They take their time to reanimate, so I'll have a solid head start. Losing stamina fast, I heard the sounds of what sounded like hundreds of skeletons forming together behind me. Then I saw this giant fucker form in front of me, and that was it. I finally realized this was certainly not the right way to go. These same skeletons show up later in the catacombs as well, except hopefully by then you'll be able to crush them pretty easily. They also have their necromancer friends who continue to reassemble them until you kill them as well. Other than that, they're naked, generic looking skeleton enemies who are a lot tougher than you think if you come into Dark Souls with the expectations from other games. Are skeletons naked? I don't know, man. These are the giant skeletons from Dark Souls, the original one. They're like the smaller skeletons, except they're really big, and they're found in the Tomb of the Giants. I don't know what else you want from me on this one. They have a big dunking move unique to them with their giant Murakumo, and obviously are a lot more powerful than their smaller counterpart. But yeah, big skeletons. We've covered the little skeletons. Here are the big skeletons. This list just keeps getting better and better. Now for something completely different. Whilst exploring the Lost Bastille in Dark Souls 2, there's a certain door that a lot of people will remember. Not for where it can take you, but instead for where it can't take you. Opening this door results in what looks like a cave-in with a skeleton crushed inside. When Dark Souls 2 was released, I actually noticed a few forum threads popping up wondering what the secret was behind this dead end. You can swing your sword at the skeleton and he smashes onto the ground. People thought there must be some secret meaning or way to enter the door, but in the end, it's just a skeleton in a wall. For some reason, there's just these memorable skeletons that are just found throughout the world in interesting positions. We never know what happened to this poor guy, but it's a pretty good message to just never give up on your dreams. It's probably just an idiot who got caught in a cave-in. Dark Souls 3 brought us 5 variations of skeletons with different fighting styles. I know how much people love the root skeleton. The fuck is that? But I thought I'd put the CARTHUS swordsman skeleton here, also known as the ninja skeletons. There's almost nothing but bone enemies in the catacombs of CARTHUS. The place is extremely reminiscent of the catacombs from the original Dark Souls, down to the reanimating skeletons. Except this time they die for good after a few kills instead of being controlled by those goddamn necromancers. These ninja skeletons are large and quick, which is not a good combination. They leap around and throw kukris at you, following up with another leap back to get into melee range. Overall, they're not that tough of a fight, but they're offering something new to the skeleton family of enemies. Also, I'm a sucker for ninja-type enemies in Souls games. I didn't notice how many corpse skeletons there were in the second Dark Souls game until I condensed them all into a list. I mentioned the one behind the door, and then I thought of the other ones in the game and remembered the skeleton found in the lava cauldron in Iron Keep. Probably the most well known for having the message "Don't give up skeleton" next to him whenever you play through the game, which of course has now become a meme in itself. Another well known dead skeleton, which sounds ridiculous, I know, is just after the rock lady in Harvest Valley, yeah. A lady known for a collection of rocks. There's a skeleton with his head against the wall looking like he's trying to listen to something. And this one is usually accompanied by the message, "Listen carefully, skeleton." I don't know why myself and a ton of others get such amusement out of these simple messages next to these bony corpses, but I guess that's just one of the unexplainable things about the Dark Souls community. We're just fucking idiots, let's be honest. HIGHLORD WOLNIR was a late addition to the list. For some reason I forgot about the biggest fucking skeleton in any of the Souls games. As far as lists go, there's no way that WOLNIR was ever gonna make it onto a top boss list or anything. The daunting moment when he appears from the darkness only works the first time. Other than that, you just have to destroy his 3 golden bracelets, forcing him to be devoured by the darkness, preferably before he crushes you against the wall with his dark fog. Not that he's a bad boss fight overall, he's just not good enough to get onto a good list, and he's not bad enough to get onto a worse list. He's right smack bang in the middle. What a place to be. Poor WOLNIR. All of this could have been avoided if we just didn't touch the goddamn fucking cup.
Don't you touch that cup. Don't you touch that cup. You gotta touch that goddamn fucking cup!
But as far as skeletons go, he's a big one, and he certainly deserves to be on the list. We did it, boys. We have a non-enemy, alive skeleton on the list. Meet Blacksmith, Vamos. And please ignore his poor quality voice work.
What's that thing? Need some sleeping, then produce me some wares. What's that thing?
Vamos is a skeletal blacksmith residing in, you guessed it, the catacombs, and specializes in fire enchantments. I wouldn't blame anyone for mistaking him as an enemy as you drop down into his lair. Whilst he is a skeleton, he has these weird tentacle things coming from his face, almost given like a Lovecraftian vibe, which is a-okay in my books. Join the Cthulhu Club today. Honestly, I never really visited Vamos after the initial meet and greet. I wasn't a big fire enchantment guy, and he's right in the fucking middle of the catacombs, roommating with the BONEWHEEL shitlords in the next room. I think I'll just stick to Andre and the giant blacksmith. Thanks, mate. Well, it's Shocktober, so we gotta talk about something scary, and the most scary skeleton in all of the Dark Souls, BONEWHEELs. How can we make a skeleton list without the gosh darn spinning nightmares on it? These are another enemy I talked about in my first ever Souls video, so I feel like I've already covered them as far as I need to, even if it was a god-awful video. Here's some actual footage of my first encounter with a mimic chest. But these BONEWHEELs have been a part of every Dark Souls game, and they've never been as bad as they were in the original game. Honestly, the BONEWHEELs in Dark Souls 3 aren't even that bad. They seem easier than the regular skeletons, which is a real shame. Nothing will ever capture that feeling of being chased in the catacombs in Dark Souls. As you run to Pinwheel's room, they seem never-ending. I'm having flashbacks. What a game. What a fucking game! Hey guys, you know what's better than a shitty normal skeleton all by himself? A big-ass bowl of skeletons rolling up and down staircases. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just staring at the Dark Souls wiki at the giant bowl of skeletons and questioning my own life right now. Like, what exactly am I looking at here? What's the lore of the skeleton ball? Vardy Video, you got anything for me here? Here's a nice trivia fact about the skeleton ball. A quit/reload will respawn the balls. So there you have it. Dark Souls 3 skeleton balls. What a time to be alive. Also, I'd love to mention another skeleton while we're here. The skeletons wearing the hats who actually control these balls. They don't even try and attack you, they run away in fear, but honestly, who the hell are we to stop them from doing their one job of making sure the skeleton ball is on time? Don't give up, skeletons. This is the second spot. Fucking skeleton ball. Welcome to Indeimaus videos. Skeleton ball. The skeleton to end all skeletons. Oh, fuck. Okay, take 2. The skeleton to end all skeletons. The reason this list was made was the idea from Mr. Bones himself, and he said I'd be haunted forever if I didn't put Nito at number 1. So for a fear of my own well-being, here he is. First of the dead, Gravelord Nito. A boss that made it into my top 5 original Dark Souls bosses. He's easily still one of my favorite designed enemies from the game.
I'm a dead guy made up of the corpses of 1,000 dead guys!
The master of the Gravelord Covenant and the god of death and disease. I'm fairly sure I could have just made this whole list up by counting down each of the individual skeletons on Nito, and let's be honest, eventually when I run out of ideas completely, that's what kind of content you can look forward to. That's Top 10 Dark Souls Skeletons Part 2. Wait for that, it's coming soon. Shit. But for now we're going strong with the classics like Dark Souls Stones, Dark Souls Cats, and Dark Souls Waifus.
So what did the farmer say when he couldn't find his tractor? Where's me damn tractor? Did you hear about that the kidnapping at school? It's okay, don't worry, he woke up.
I just had to put those jokes in the video, they were too good. That was Meezy, my cousin. He's started a YouTube channel and he's got about 35 subs now. Let's get him to 100 if you want some good Overwatch content with horrific jokes like those. Go check him out, let's get him to 100 subs. I think we can do that. Thanks for watching, everyone. This was somewhat of a serious video again, which is refreshing to make. It just shows that a little simple idea from you guys can be turned into a full-fledged video pretty quickly, so keep them coming. Remember, I need more ideas for Shocktober. Give me all your spooky Souls suggestions or any spooky ideas that you have in the back of your mind. Give them all. I need ideas. Is it obvious yet? And a shout out to all my Patreon supporters. We're getting close to our next goal of making an ASMR Dark Souls video for the channel. So if that sounds like something you want, go through a few dollars over there. Also be sure to stop by my Discord server. We've got like 700 members over there now. A leveling system, and it's just the perfect place to talk about Souls games with the community. And until next time, stay safe, skeletons.